'Tis the season to be merry, for me to be reviewing the 1947 classic holiday film Miracle on 34th Street. The story is about a man who claims to be the one and only Santa Claus. He's played by Edmund Gwynn, goes to New York for the Macy's Day Parade, only to discover that the Santa Claus they were using is drunk. Miss Walker asks Chris, could he fill in? He is reluctant at first, but he does it because the children can't be disappointed. And then he becomes an instant hit. And then he is asked to be their mall Santa. Naturally, Miss Walker thinks he's a little nuts, but she keeps him on because he is a hit with everybody. And his goodwill policy becomes a hit throughout the stores. But then Chris is quickly framed for lunacy, and now it becomes a test of judgment if Chris is the one and only Santa Claus. How will this all play out? Well, I'm sure a lot of you have already seen this movie, and you pretty much know the answer to that. But I'm not going to tell you anyway, so you're going to have to see the movie to find out. I gotta say, this is a classic holiday film that's going to be loved for years and years to come. This film has been remade twice already, I think. Or 3 times. There was a short little hour-long stint. That doesn't count. First it was in 1973, and the second was in 1994. I can't bring myself to watch those remakes because I get the feeling those are more sappy and tugs to your heartstring, which in some films I don't mind. But in a film like Miracle on 34th Street, I prefer the original because it's more light on its feet. It doesn't have to have any magical settings or effects to sell the story. It's just the performances of the actors that just really make it work. Edmund Gwynn as Kris Kringle, aka Santa Claus, was so good to the point where I just didn't see any other. I didn't see the actor Edmund Gwynn. I saw Santa Claus. That's how good of a performance he gave. And I heard, I read up that he said when he won an Oscar for this role, he said at his Oscar speech, "Now I know there is a Santa Claus." Maureen O'Hara as Doris Walker. She comes across like she does have this believable stubbornness that you feel needs to be broken down. Now, you really understand why she has this stubbornness. She's a single mom trying to make ends meet for her and her daughter. I mean, she was abandoned and left with a child to raise, so you can understand why she has this stubbornness about her, but you do feel it has to be breaking down. Natalie Wood as her daughter Susan. I gotta say, Natalie Wood is one of those few child actresses that doesn't have to be cute in order to sell the scenes she's in. She just plays it quite perfectly. Most child stars have to play it with such cutiness, but Natalie Wood never did. And that's what I liked about her performance here. Few child stars have trouble growing into an adult actress. That's not always an easy thing to do. But Natalie Wood did it with no problem. And that's why she's so good in this role. John Payne as Mr. Gailey, Kris Kringle's attorney, and supposed love interest for Doris, is also good. I loved his easygoing relaxedness that he brought to his character. Now, the backstory behind Miracle was that it was released during the summer of 1947. Why, you may ask? Well, because in those days, more people went to the movies during the summer than they went during the holiday season. They figured they'd get more views during the summer than they would during the holiday. It's different now. I mean, more people go to the movies just as much during the summer than they do during the holidays. But I guess in those days it was different. and it was such a big hit that it played all the way through Christmas. Most films leave the theater after a few weeks, but Miracle played all the way through Christmas. Very few films have played for that length. Well, I could say the Ghost did with Patrick Swayze. So I give Miracle on 34th Street a 10 out of 10. Bye-bye.